where you are constantly with men. And we are in an era where they talk about the divine feminine rising, and even though that has to do with both men and women, right now is a time where women are meant to rise into their power, because we are the birthers. We are the birthers of many creative ideas. We've had the womb, we birthed the children, we even birthed the men that we want to blame for a lot of the problems that exist.
That's right.
And so, as a woman that is working in that culture of such a male point of view, how do you hold your feminine power without allowing the masculine side of you, the masculine energy of you, to stay in constant front, so that power actually ushers forward as this new age is ushering forward?
Yeah, that's absolutely a brilliant question. And what's interesting is today, where we are in this moment in time, we're in a patriarchal society, and that's the way it is. That's the truth. It is what it is. It is. But you know what's interesting to me, looking back in history, we've not always been there. I was at an antique store in Fredericksburg, which is not too far from Austin, and it was a coin store, and there was a Syrian coin, Syrian, and it was probably 32 AD. It had a woman on it. Can you imagine in Syria? What has changed? I mean, if you just look at history, there have been times when our societies were more matriarchal. We are now in a patriarchal society. And again, I go back to that, being sensitive to the system that you're in so you can have an impact. You know, I spent a lot of years in the semiconductor industry, and I was one of the few women managers and engineering managers and business managers. I was in charge of the cost savings for $1 billion networking business, and it was difficult, very, very difficult. And you know, how did I maintain my femininity? You know, just kind of simple things where I would wear feminine clothes, even though I had to present, you know, but they were more professional, suits, skirts, etc. Because you had to, again, communicate and get across what you wanted to do and to change and things to be better to an environment that was very masculine. So you had to appear a little masculine. But, you know, going home, that's where I nurtured the feminine side of me. And I do hope in some way that I changed the view of those men during those 17 years that I was there. I hope I did. I think I did. And I was only there because of the women before me. And I was there for the women coming behind me. And that's how we make progress.
Well, and what I'm hearing you also say in a very subtle way, and this would probably go across the board with any of the industries, is right now we do have to meet people where they are.
We do.
But in that, we can be the example of the change that needs to happen.
Exactly.
Yes. Go ahead.
You mentioned moving to that point of from authenticity to where we can be who we are and still have this interchange, this dialogue going on, you know, something that's a little bit more meaningful. And not unlike Leah's metaphor of we start being and then we start producing, and by your fruits ye shall know them, sort of thing. Well, it's sort of the same thing. Listening, adapting is that's a little more sophisticated, and we grow into that. First of all, we just be, and we send to resonate, we send to frequency. There's a whole new field of physics called sympathetic vibrational physics. That's where we're going. All there is vibration. That's all there is. I was talking to Buckminster Fuller about this one time, you know, and he said, and he kept using the term pattern integrity. There's really nothing out there. It's just something, it's nothing wiggling out there, but that's what it is, you know, it's wiggling. Well, that's what it, you know, we have a vibration and that interacts with others. So we start out by being, and we start out by, that it has a certain authenticity, but it has a certain imperviousness. And so we have to get to a certain point of sophistication, of development, of evolution, before we begin to hear and respond and be able to change to little Bo Peep, you know. And it's a part of authenticity too, but it's a more sophisticated part. It's the next level.